Well, listen, this is probably the first time in the history of Bitcoin that we have true price discovery. And what I mean by that is this is the first time that anyone who wants to buy it has easy access to buy it. And so, right, baby boomers have $85 trillion of wealth. Their wealth is, for the most part, managed through registered investment advisors who now, at least half of them or some portion of them, can just buy the ETF. And so you're seeing a step function in new owners of Bitcoin, which is driving, I would say, a frenzy in the whole crypto ecosystem, right? So how crypto always works is Bitcoin gets bought and some people sell a little bit to buy Ethereum and they try to play the catch-ups and the altcoins. And I would say we've gotten to very frothy levels. You can see it in the funding rates of the altcoin market, how much you get paid to actually lend out your coins in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the alts. And so you saw it in the equities, the public equity markets, MicroStrategy, Marathon, all the kind of public equity bellwethers really went parabolic along with Bitcoin. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see some correction and some consolidation. But I'm very loath to pick a Bitcoin high because I really do believe this is price discovery. Will we test the old high? Most likely. And you'll probably have some consolidation. But I still think we're going to end the year much higher.
The price of Bitcoin is about to go parabolic because for the first time in history, Bitcoin is now accessible for everyone. With the introduction of the Bitcoin ETFs, more and more individuals are discovering Bitcoin and are encouraged to own this revolutionary asset themselves. This surge in ownership is causing a frenzy in the Bitcoin ecosystem, driving its price to parabolic levels. In a recent interview, Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz has given us his insights into the crypto market, particularly focusing on Bitcoin's recent growth and the broader implication for investors. Despite the current surge, Mike Novogratz anticipates a short-term correction in the Bitcoin market due to excessive speculation and overvaluation. However, this correction is not bound to last and can actually be a good opportunity for investors, as Mike Novogratz believes that Bitcoin can only correct to around $50,000 before it takes off to newer highs. Mike Novogratz also shared what he thinks about the Ethereum ETF and the overall power and performance of cryptocurrency over the long run. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Mike shares what he believes is going to be the next big catalyst for crypto in 2024. Also guys, only a small percentage of my viewers are actually subscribed. If you enjoy staying up to date with finance content, consider subscribing or liking the video. It's free and you can always change your mind. Now here's Mike Novogratz with his expert insights and crypto predictions.
We broke out from 45,000, and so that would probably be what should hold us if there's a real correction. You never know why corrections come. Something happens and people, shift mindset. And there's a lot of people that have bought recently. I don't think it'll get there, quite frankly. I think if it corrects, it probably corrects to the mid 50s before taking off to the new high. First, the old high, that's 68, 69,000, where we got pretty close. But I do think then you're going to see, and partly this is, if you look at Fidelity or any of these big platforms that have so much baby boomer wealth, just shifting 2 to 3%, 1 to 3% of those assets, encouraging their customers to shift to Bitcoin over time, which has been an amazing diversifier, is a monster number, right? You think about it, like I said, 85 trillion of baby boomer wealth, 3% of that is 2.5 trillion, right? The whole market cap of Bitcoin is only a little more than 1.2 trillion. And so, again, we're going to see a step change function. We're in the process. I like to call it price discovery. A good friend mentioned that. I was like, he's dead right. That's what it is. Listen, how do you put yardsticks around something? Right? We know gold is a $12 trillion asset. Bitcoin's about a tenth of gold. Could Bitcoin be half of gold at one point? Sure, it could. It will be. And at one point, it will be larger than gold. Again, for every Charlie Munger, God rest his soul, who passes away, that money is finding its way into Gen Z and millennials. And they feel much more comfortable with digital gold than old clunky gold. I'm kind of halfway in between. I like a little of both. I got some gold coins, but I go to a lot more Bitcoin than I do gold. Listen, in every mania, in every excitement, people are going to buy at the wrong level because it feels easy. And then they're going to get washed out and they're going to sell at the wrong level. And then it's going to go back up and they're going to say, I can't believe I sold. Like, that's just part of speculation. And it's part of investing. You could say the same with NVIDIA or Tesla or anything that, has monster moves. Everyone has FOMO. And so, yes, some investors are going to buy at the wrong level and then stop out at the wrong level. What has been unbelievably impressive about the core Bitcoin community is just how resilient they've been, down 18,000. And the core Bitcoiners just took pain. And so I don't think the core group of people that have owned this thing and really loved it and promoted it, there are no sellers there. Michael Saylor ain't selling. New people are going to kind of ease in. Listen, I don't think you're buying it into your 401k and selling it a month later, right? And so most of this new money, I think, is going to be sticky money or hodler money in crypto terms. But the retail, the young speculation that's happening on, all the apps and on Robinhood and on Coinbase and everywhere else, that's going to have blow off tops and blow off bottoms, and people are going to get chopped up like they always do in speculative manias. There is a tremendous global demand for Bitcoin. And so when you see what's driving the market day to day right now is at 8 o'clock at night, all the ETFs talk about how much they bought or sold, and it was $500 million or $400 million. As long as those numbers stay positive, you're going to see some momentum in Bitcoin. The first day they go negative, people are going to sell off Bitcoin because they think, oh, the ETF funds are going to slow. And so that's kind of like the insider's way of looking at this in the short term. But that's a little myopic. Let's look each month at what the total flows into Bitcoin is from that ETF community plus other communities. After the halving, that 54 million goes to 27 million. I mean, that's a bid-ask spread right now. And so there's just not a lot of supply. This is one of the least inflationary assets or most deflationary assets there is. It's why, when you see our government spending so much money, people are drawn to this narrative. There's a tremendous amount of liquidity in the market right now, a shocking amount. I mean, I was looking at just some of the volumes of the stocks that traded. Forget the ETFs, which traded record volumes yesterday, but look at MicroStrategy's volume yesterday, or Marathon, or Riots. The U.S. equity market has monster volume in crypto. You're starting to see it on the exchanges, and the crypto exchanges. And so plenty of liquidity, which means that lots of people are getting leveraged. I think the market is too leveraged right now. It happens after huge runs. You have leverage at the max, at the highs. There will be a washout. I don't know when it is, today, tomorrow, 2 weeks, a month. I hate to call things healthy washouts because it never feels healthy when you lose money. And when there's a washout, the price will go down. But there will be a washout. People can't sustain this much leverage. And remember, a lot of the offshore trading platforms can give you 50, 60, 70 to 1 leverage. And so you got a lot of, millennials and Gen Z YOLOing it. And they will get, some will make money and a lot of them will get wiped out. Institutional players have less leverage, right? I mean, very few people are buying an ETF with leverage. And the broker dealer community, or the kind of core players, I think, learned a lot of lessons. And so I always said, we don't take a lot of leverage. Why would you take a lot of leverage on an 80 vol asset? In some ways, it's the definition of insanity to lever up an 80 vol asset. But retail still loves leverage. And you're going to see this boom bust in the short run, with an overall really positive trend as people just keep deciding to allocate some of their portfolio to Bitcoin. I think that's the next big question for the community. Will Ethereum ETF get through? It doesn't feel like the SEC is making it easy. The same logic that the Bitcoin ETF got through on, which was there's already a futures ETF. If you believed in that, how dare you not believe in a cash ETF? Holds for Ethereum. And so my bias is it gets through sometime this year, but we'll see. Gary Gensler has been very careful about not declaring Ethereum a security. And you can have your own idea why. I'm sorry, not declaring Ethereum not a security. And you can have your own hypothesis why or why not. I would say it opens the gate. If one proof of stake crypto protocol like Ethereum is not a security, well, what about the next one and the next one and the next one? And so all of a sudden, his argument that these are all securities would probably go out the window. And so I'm sure there's a lot of internal to and fro around this question. But the reality is we already have an Ethereum futures ETF, and that was the logic that got the Bitcoin ETF approved. And so My bias is it happens. Tokenization is coming. Will it happen this year or will it happen the following year? My guess is it starts this year. That will be the next big thing in crypto. And so this transition, it didn't happen as fast as we all thought it might, right back in 2017, but we are moving towards a tokenized world. We're moving towards a more digital world, and you're going to see more decentralized systems, not supplant centralized systems, but integrate with them. This is not a 2-year sprint. It is a 10-year, forced march. This idea of, crypto pipes and transparency and identity being digital, computers. When you think about AI computers talking to each other, they're going to talk to themselves in a digital currency, in a digital language. And so stable coins is going to be bigger and bigger. And Galaxy's trying to be part of that whole ecosystem. And so I think it's a very different play. Listen, all the crypto stocks right now are correlated with Bitcoin because we're so early in the cycle. But in the long run, I think you'll see big differentiation.
So there's Mike Novogratz with his expert insight and predictions for Bitcoin and other crypto. As Bitcoin continues to grow, its accessibility marks a major step forward in shaping our financial future. Insights from experts like Mike Novogratz remind us of Bitcoin's massive potential. While short-term bumps may occur, the overall outlook for Bitcoin remains promising. If Bitcoin does correct back to 50,000, it will only present a good opportunity to invest in the asset for potential massive gains. Additionally, Bitcoin's popularity encourages the growth of other crypto, anticipating developments such as the speculated Ethereum ETF. The future of crypto offers exciting opportunities ahead for both investors and enthusiasts. Also guys, before we go, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto and Bitcoin world, consider subscribing to our daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value.